Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our very first video, our very first podcast, which is called Khan Has a Lot to Learn or whatever. I don't know, we haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
So, today's topic is going to be Fight Club.
What a picture.
First thoughts. What did you think of Fight Club?
Noise.
Noise movie?
Yeah, noise.
It's not your first time, is it?
Nah, it's my second time watching this.
No, it's my first time. Before we dive in, a huge spoiler warning. This is going to be an in-depth analysis. It's not really an analysis. We're just chatting.
We're just like talking about it.
Heavy spoiler warning. So, if you haven't watched this 21-year-old movie, like I haven't, go watch it. Don't be like me.
It's a pretty old movie.
Yeah, 2 years before we were born.
But it's still relevant to this day, so...
Absolutely. It's very relevant when it comes to its social commentary. Although, I did connect to it more with its character development, more than the social message. Although I think it's the most important message of the movie. This is not the first movie of David Fincher. This is the third one. He directed Alien 3, and then he did 7, which... could be another discussion topic for another day. Stay tuned, you guys.
It's another noise movie.
Yeah. He continues his overly dark and negative kind of look.
Negative.
Little...
more like too realistic.
Little nihilistic. Or pessimistic, at least.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's like shines a light on the way society works, but like it takes out some of the good parts and just leaves the bad parts for us to see.
Yeah.
So we can like evolve more as a society.
Yeah.
So
I would see it more as like pessimistic because it's kind of, yeah, it is realistic,
yeah,
but it's also stylistically, darker,
yeah,
grittier, because it aims to kind of expose the kind of, I don't want to say lies, but the
truths.
The truths, yeah.
It wants to show the truth in a way that it hasn't been shown before. So
here it's more of a economic and societal criticism of basically capitalism.
It's more political.
If you look into the story, you would see the main character who we don't really know his name.
I mean, he calls himself Jack, so we can...
Yeah, he said, like, I am Jack's something something. I am Jack's. I really...
Doesn't matter.
Apparently they tried to call him Joe, average Joe, but
yeah,
they had like some kind of copyright issue or something for Joe. I don't know. So they called him a different generic name, Jack. So in the book, I don't remember. You read the book, didn't you?
Yeah, a long time ago. But
I don't think he has a name.
Yeah, it's narrator.
Yeah,
there's no Jack or Joe, I think.
Let's just call him Jack for simplicity's sake. Jack is an ordinary guy, an average guy in this. He's like a drone in this.
The worker bee of the society.
Exactly, the worker bee of society.
There's no purpose in life other than to work, and work.
Yeah, he has like a really boring gray, or green in this case, greenish gray, grayish green, whatever, cubicle. And
he bases his life and his value on the stuff he buys from IKEA.
Absolutely, yeah. The more stuff he has, more expensive stuff, and more.
He's like, this couch really defines me. This sofa defines my personality. Which one of these is gonna be best for my personality? It's it's quite weird to see him like that, but we do it every day, We value ourselves on the stuff we buy.
The materialistic world.
Yeah, materialistic.
He has a severe case of insomnia, and nobody really gives a shit. The doctors he goes to doesn't really take insomnia very seriously. He just says, what you need is a good night's sleep. Fuck off, dude, I'm trying.
Well, he does give him a great advice to go to the, testicular cancer guys.
Yeah, but his point was like, oh yeah, go...
And that helps, he slept like a baby afterwards.
Yeah, it wasn't an intentional kind of positive advice, and he was just saying, go see the testicular cancer guys and see what they're dealing with. They are dealing with real shit.
The real problem.
As if insomnia isn't a real problem
or
anything. But You're right. It does help. He
Yeah,
says
it helps for a while. He gets hooked on
babies
the
don't
feeling.
sleep
He gets
as
hooked
well
on
as
the
this. He
feeling
says,
he gets hooked on the feeling of like people caring for a while, you know.
yeah,
And people think if people think you're gonna die, they start to care. But if people think you're just like going through a mild depression or something, they're like, yeah, just get over. Take some Xanax or some drugs or whatever, and just like feel
yeah.
good
Nobody
about
really
yourself.
takes mental health really seriously.
Yeah.
Not, and that's reflected very well
I
in
mean-
this movie, I would
I mean,
say.
we're getting a little bit better nowadays, with mental health, but in the time of the movie, yes.
Yeah,
It's still not where it's supposed to be, but still.
yeah. We're gonna continue talking about mental health in our next video, which is going to be about Afterlife,
Yeah.
the TV show. But for now, we can say that this world in Fight Club is equally very non-caring about mental health, and that really shows how much society doesn't really care about the average guy, you know.
The average Joe.
But yeah, it does help for him to go and see people who need help, and that is where another cheater arrives. Marla. Oh, Marla. What did you think of Marla?
She was alright. I mean, she had some issues, but she wasn't really. She wasn't a deep character, you know. She wasn't as like defined as.
Well, she's a supporting character,
Yeah.
but
I think like. I think I remember the book. In the book, she used to be more fleshed out, but that's the
As it would.
norm with books. So
yeah, movies tend to be more focused on the
Yeah.
main character, and
I mean, she was basically a sex addict, and she had some issues with herself that led her to the same places that Jack went to. So
when finding each other is sort of a critical point in their life where things start going. I don't want to say up, but things start to change between them, and it's not really a conventional love story either, because the relationship between them happens off screen. It's like a
well, there wasn't
third
even
person
a
view.
relationship. It
Yeah.
was like a love triangle at first.
yeah,
You
and a very subtle one even,
Jack really
because
didn't care about Marla until he realized he was Tyler Durden.
well, I don't want to say that he doesn't really care. Actually, the opposite. I think he thinks like he hates her, sort of like.
Yeah. He's jealous, maybe. Let's say that.
Yeah,
He's jealous.
she's stealing my thunder. Because Ed Norton is, he just wants to feel better about himself, like sleep better. And
Yeah.
when he
He wants to
sees,
sleep like a baby.
yeah, both Marla and Jack, I would
They're
say,
fucked up.
they are both people who have lost their hope in this world,
Yeah,
basically.
they're deep down, they're at the bottom, and I mean, they should help themselves out at the bottom together, but
They've
they
lost
kinda
something. They've lost their hope, their beliefs in this world. Like, beliefs not as in like religious or anything, but they just stopped believing in this world altogether, and they almost want to die.
I don't think.
Almost.
I don't think they want to die. I mean, Marla
They talk like
Marla
they
kinda
wanna
wants to
die.
where she steps out into the street.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. Yeah.
And there's cars passing by, and she just doesn't seem to care. She's like, if I die, I die.
Yeah, they talk
But
like
she
they want to
doesn't
die.
want to die. I don't think Jack wants to die either.
That's why I said almost. But
Yeah, he wants to live, but he wants to live in a world where he belongs. He wants to, be valuable.
exactly, he wants. Yeah,
He doesn't want to be just the average guy.
and
That's why he creates Tyler Durden,
yeah, that's where Tyler Durden comes in.
the ultimate macho man, or the ultimate, the bro, the ultimate bro.
The ultimate bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, No, he's like the guy who everyone wants to be.
Exactly, especially
Even
Jack,
now.
the narrator. That Tyler Durden is basically his ideal self. He is confident. He is macho. He has
really-
leadership
Yeah,
skills.
he's really good in bed. and such.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, he's the ultimate bro, you know.
Absolutely, and he is an anarchist, which we see later on in the
Yeah.
movie.
I mean, in the movie, it's more, you know, he's more political. In the books, I think he's more, you know, for himself only,
Mm.
and he doesn't care about the guys. Yeah,
We see that a little at the end,
Yeah.
kind of. It's
yeah, I mean a little, because he cares about them, but he doesn't, because they're like two personalities, not as like split, you know, not as a movie Split, but you know, they're two personalities, just they're the exact opposite of each other. So you know,
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
yeah, they're clashing. You know, one of them knows what just happened. You know, one of them knows what he's doing, and the other's just out there. You know, because he has insomnia and such.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the other guy thinks.
He's just.
He's just like, you know, he has deja vu. You know.
It seems like he is. Well, Jack. It seems like he is kind of a passive character, just going along with what Tyler Durden is doing throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like Tyler, he's just saying, yeah.
He follows the leader. He still is the worker bee out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he doesn't really change. He starts to change bit by bit, but he still is himself.
Yeah, and throughout the movie, we see Tyler burning his apartment. We don't see him literally burn his apartment.
Not burning, just blowing it up.
Yeah, we don't know it's Tyler
his
yet.
household supplies, which is like
We don't know it's Tyler yet.
You know, in the book Survivor, Chuck Palahniuk is, you know, he seems to go to a little bit too much of a detail about what can you do with household supplies. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows a lot about household supplies and making bombs and.
Yeah,
Stuff, you know,
little suspicious.
Yeah,
I mean, we
suspicious.
both I mean, you obviously watched the movie before I did, but we
He's
both guessed that. Oh yeah, he blew it up.
Yeah.
That was kind of an explicit detail. It wasn't really hidden.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, he shows us like how much can you do, how much stuff you can do with all the stuff you have around you in a like normal household.
Yeah,
Like he says, he makes
we're not
bombs
even
out of soap, you know.
And
he makes soap out of human fat.
we're not even aware of how things are in this world.
We might be aware, but we just don't seem to care.
No, but like on its own, soap is soap. You use it to clean it. You don't know how to create like bombs with it, and
I mean, it does give you the information.
yeah, but that kind of goes to show how, you know, Tyler is taking things into his own hands, like completely.
He's a smart guy, though. Like, I mean, he makes stuff out of nothing. So.
Yeah, and it kind of shows that he grasps like life isn't controlling him. He is controlling life, sort of, in his warped sort of way of looking at the world, at reality. But he is aware of a lot of things, and he just wants to, with this fight club that they're creating, even they're trying to. You said yesterday that they were trying to not regain, just gain their masculinity in a world.
They never had it, so
where
they can't regain it.
Yeah,
You know,
they just want to be the boss again.
You know, he says there. You know, when Tyler Durden makes a speech, we are the generation that didn't experience no world war or economic crisis. We're just living, but we didn't see any problems or stuff that came to our way so that we can grow as persons or gain our masculinity.
Yeah.
So we're just living there, and we, as I say, we base our value on society and stuff we buy.
On material stuff, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
emotionally,
that's how
deep down we know we didn't do anything for it.
Yeah,
it's all material stuff.
And that's not a very valuable thing.
Yeah.
That's not a thing to be proud of at all. That's what he's arguing. Like, he wants us to kind of, as he says at the end of the movie, just take control of your life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the human message of them. Like, it's not the social message of the movie, but the human side, the subplot
also, like,
of
I just
the movie.
realized,
Kind of.
there was no woman in the Fight Club. You realize
Well,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point.
There was all guys.
That's what they
But still,
kind of
like, it was all about
want.
guys gaining their masculinity for the first time. and they started with fighting. That's the most macho thing you can do as a guy. You just got to punch him in the face.
It makes them feel like
It
they're
makes
doing.
them feel like they're
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Like we as a human species, we have been here for like 200,000 years, and for most of it, we have been patriarchal. But now, we as men are losing our patriarchal statue.
Yeah.
And there's
Status.
been more stuff on equality of the gender, which is a really good thing. Which should happen like even faster. It's happening every day, but it's still not the level it's.
Yeah,
it's
we
supposed
still
to be.
live in an extremely sexist world,
Yeah,
sexist
yeah.
against women.
Yeah, but it shows how men are lacking behind when the women are still gaining positions and
They
gaining,
feel weak. Men
Yeah,
feel
men
weak
feel
when
weak
women
now.
are
Yeah, and
gaining rights.
We as a gender have to find a way to not do this in a way, that might hurt us ourselves or others.
We don't want our feelings to be hurt here.
Yeah.
We still want to have a presence. Like we as
Yeah, because when you're growing up, you're told not to cry. Be a man. You gotta be a man.
Boys
you gotta be
don't
tough.
cry.
Yeah, but I don't think that cuts nowadays. It's not the, when you grow up, it's not the stuff you
yeah.
We're the middle child of the society. He says,
Yeah.
we're the middle child of the society. We're neglected. We're just there, but nobody wanted us. We just happened.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just tools, like drones, literally
And
for.
it's not, in the real world, it's not all men, but in the movie, it shines a light on how it affects men
Yeah,
mostly.
because they just
Threatening
want to be the
guys.
boss again. They just want to be on top of things. Like
Yeah.
you said,
But it's
like
not gonna happen after this time. It won't happen. We have grown so much as a culture. We have grown so much as a human being. We have grown so much as in
Intellectual
technology,
beings.
intellectual beings, and overall, I don't think it's gonna happen. There
Yeah.
are some people who want it back, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
we are slowly entering a new age.
Yeah, where equality happens.
Hopefully.
I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're still.
Even in the most advanced countries in the world, you see a pay. We talked about this. There was a pay wage gap.
Yeah.
Women gain like 77 cents for every dollar a man makes.
Something.
On average, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still not where it's supposed to be, but it's slowly getting there.
These are men who are trying to have a place in this, have a
System.
presence in the system. You can even see this in Jack.
System which is a capitalistic system where everything is valued. Everything has a price.
Yeah. But you can also see in this process that Tyler Durden is following, like you can see Jack starting to not care about the world around him, not care about the people around him. Always, he just does everything.
Not Jack, I think it's Tyler mostly.
Yeah, but you also see like
Jack.
he like gets his boss fired by beating himself up, and
that was dope.
yeah,
that was some crazy acting.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Ed Norton,
he beats
amazing,
himself up.
amazing.
You know what? When he cutscenes, when he starts to remember, it's always him beating himself up.
Yeah,
You
you can see kind of their ego growing as well.
They're becoming, the macho man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
macho man. Like we set the rules here.
They're becoming the way they dreamed themselves to be,
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, and so I was talking about how he was kind of a passive character, Ed Norton's character, but that's not like a criticism or anything because of what I'm about to reveal, what the movie reveals. Even though it seems like he's a passive character, it turns out that he was the most active character in this whole movie. Like he's actively doing.
He started
He's
a revolution.
absolutely. He's actively trying to destroy capitalism in a way, and he's not even aware of
He
it.
does this in the films, but not so much in the books, I think. The film was more political.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. It was more against the stand against capitalism and corporate, corporate
It's still
stuff.
there in the movies. It's
Yeah.
obviously there, but
Well,
so how is it? How is the movie less political than the book?
like in the books, I seem to remember he was more for himself, not for the group or the cause,
Ah,
He was more for the, Nambruno,
yeah,
And in the movie, he seems to care more about the cows than himself. In the books, he wants to become the next guy to replace, He wants to become
Tyler Durden.
Yeah, he wants to become,
Yeah,
the next leader of the.
little did he know.
Yeah, well, he did change,
Absolutely, but like you say, like in the movie, he kind of cares more about the club or
Yeah,
Project Mayhem as it when. But when he understands that.
Movement now. It's the movement.
Yeah,
It's not
but
a
when
club,
he
it's
realizes how much the movement has grown, what has happened, he kind of rejects it a little bit. Like he's like, "Fuck the
not
movement."
Tyler.
Fuck
Jack rejected.
Jack. Yeah, when they're in the car, when they're having like an argument. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think is happening in that scene?
He seems to think he doesn't have a color in that scene. Because Tyler asks him, "What do you want in life?" all the time, And he seems to like steer the car away, and the like guys in the back are like, "Oh, please, don't let us die, don't let us die, I don't want to die." And they're like, putting on seat belts and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
he just like goes like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna let it drive on my fate," I was just like, whatever
Yeah.
happens, happens. I'm just done with life. And he does that, and he survives, and he's like, he feels so much alive. Like he's like, he's like, "Woo, I did this. I lived, So I'm meant to live." Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
Go on.
that I think he just wants a cause, and he does give cause to other people, but he still seems to not find his cause.
What did you think about kind of the cinematography? It was very.
Oh, you remember the thing where Brad Pitt was, behind the scenes, in
Yeah.
the cinemas, and he was talking about this thing. I can't seem to remember.
Oh, the Flash.
The Flash, no.
Frame,
He
just-
called it. He called it. Where they changed, where they put the tape and the other tape together, and there was this one,
One frame of.
one frame of nothingness, but he put stuff there,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And do you remember why he does that? Just is it just like?
for the fun of it, he does it because he can. He does it
Yeah.
because he can. Because
And
he
that's
has
the point,
power to
isn't
do
it?
Yeah, he doesn't care about like what society's norms are. He just does things because he wants to do them.
I think David Fincher has kind of like an eye for, like he has a very unique vision. But like there's this shot of, it's under the rain in Seven though, where there's this guy and you see like the gun in the gun hole and stuff in training, and that is a memorable shot for me. And it's like kind of slow motion. The rain is kind of falling slowly and stuff. And there are also like very quick shots, where like whooshes and stuff as well. Like and there are like slow pans and stuff like. But it's all it's not like a mess of oh, I want to do this shot and I want to do that shot. It all feels natural.
Yeah.
And I feel like
His style is very realistic, though.
yeah,
Yeah, it makes me feel like you're in there. It's like it's happening in life, and there's this
Yeah.
crazy person or the psychopath doing something that it's like a guy, a fucked up life doing like fucked up thing.
yeah.
You know?
And the flashes of Tyler Durden in there
Yeah.
most of the times. That's like
You know,
that's how Insomnia feels. That's how
after you see the first flash, you see all of them.
yeah.
But if you can't catch the first flash, you miss a lot of them.
Yeah.
My first time, I catch the last three.
It's very
But
interesting.
the second time you watch, you see all of them.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's a nice
incredible.
surprise.
Yeah, it's all right. Final thoughts and rate it out of 10.
It's like one of my top 10 movies, so I'll give it a 9.5.
9.5.
Yeah.
I would give this movie a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it is a movie that could be timeless.
Yeah.
Um,
As long as there's capitalism and there's guys working for stuff like slaves,
yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be relevant until we
Yeah.
die, and until our sons die, and until their sons die, and until probably their sons die,
yeah.
and so on.
It's kind of a sad reality of life where, capitalism still continues to sort of,
It's deeply rotten in our society and our
Absolutely.
system. So,
like
I
a lot of
think
people
there's
are
an influence.
saying, a lot of people are saying that it is the most sustainable, well, maybe sustainable was not the right word, but the most functional, like compared to like other kinds of other economic ideologies. People say it's like the most efficient and functional, but even if it is it really enough? Don't we kind of need something new, something better? And even though you shouldn't destroy buildings to kind of prove a point or anything, you do have to kind of take control of the life you're living in and try to make it better.
It's about being yourself, just not lining up to be the next worker bee.
Absolutely. Be true to yourself, be true to your principles, take responsibility, basically.
Yeah. But as I said, this was like a top 10 movie of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do all of our top 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
a great movie.
Definitely. Definitely. Must
wanna-
watch.
Yeah.
Must watch right now if you haven't watched it already.
Yeah,
Don't
if you
do
haven't
what I
watched it-
did.
if you haven't
Watch
watched
it now.
Go on, watch it, man. Come on. Stand against capitalism.
Past con. Go watch it. Come on.
And
Oh, it worked.
yeah.
That's so stupid. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video, you guys.
And see you.
We'll
See you
see
on-
you on Afterlife.
And
See you in the afterlife.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see all of you.
In hell.
And ciao.